Magic the Gathering is an expensive hobby, and that, my friends, is no understatement. That is because Magic cards are expensive. Want the best cards for your preferred way to play? That'll cost you. Want special art, rare printings, the right frame? But the most expensive Magic the Gathering cards are not what you think they are, unless you were thinking of the reserve list, in which case they are exactly what you think they are. But that's all anyone ever talks about, reserve list cards, the reserve list cards, the rare, we can't print them again, small production, whatever cards. If we remove the reserve list, remove special editions, those rare promos, the collector's items, and simply talk about real Magic cards that can be reprinted, normal Magic cards, what are the most expensive? No, it's not Fetchlands, but yes, we're going to explore them and why, even though they are regular old Magic cards that can be reprinted, they are still the most expensive ones out there. But first, do you know something that isn't expensive? Why, it's the sponsor of this video, Raycon earbuds. Raycons are wireless earbuds, true wireless, which makes them great for working at home. I do a lot of teleconferencing these days. Or maybe you just want to listen to your favorite Untitled Magic the Gathering podcast while working out, or kick back with some music for hours without driving your roommates crazy. Well, if you are in the market for some new earbuds, Raycon's Everyday E25 earbuds are the best model yet, and they have 6 hours of playtime with seamless Bluetooth pairing. Not to mention a fantastic compact design that gives you an awesome noise-isolating fit. And of course, it's great that they're available in a wide variety of colors. So just go to buyraycon.com/Tolarian Community to get 15% off your Raycon order. Ray J founded the company because he was sick of premium audio being so expensive. Together with a group of audio engineers, music industry experts, they developed Raycon's line of awesome wireless headphones and earbuds, and now they are here helping bring this video to you, bringing Tolarian Community College to you. So if you are in the market, hey, the price is already fantastic, but with my code, you get 15% off. So at the very least, check it out. There are indeed many expensive Magic the Gathering cards, but if we were to remove all reserve list cards, all special editions, and look only towards the cheapest available printing of a card that can be reprinted, how expensive are the most expensive Magic the Gathering cards? Well, the price range may surprise you, as it's between $114 and $446, if you were to look at the top 5, which is what we will look at now. Coming in at number 5 is a highly recognizable card, the famous Force of Will. I personally remember this card. It was originally printed in Alliances, one of the last sets I bought during high school before I stopped playing. An uncommon, I very distinctly remember thinking it was absolute trash. As why would anyone go so far as to throw away a card from their hand and lose life just to counter a spell? Years later, when my friend from high school dug out his old boxes from his mom's garage, 5 unplayed and perfect condition Force of Wills were in them, in his bulk commons and uncommons boxes. So I guess his assessment had been similar to mine. Reprinted in Eternal Masters and as a Judge promo, Force of Will is a legacy staple and even sees Commander play. Ironically, the original printing is the least expensive copy of the 3, which sells for about $114. Next on the list is a less useful card, but still extremely rare. All the way from Portal 3 Kingdoms, it's the Capture of Zhongzhou. Portal 3 Kingdoms is a very old set designed at the time to appeal to the Asian markets and was never sold in North America. As a result of that target, the Portal 3 Kingdoms cards were printed in Japanese, as well as both simplified Chinese and traditional Chinese, and had a very small English printing which was made with the Australian audience in mind. As a result of this, the English versions of Portal 3 Kingdom cards are some of the rarest in the game. And though the capture of Zhongzhou is a basic take an extra turn after this one card, it has its uses, and the cheapest printing goes for $118. Ironically, that cheap printing is a Foil Judge promo and not the original white-bordered English Three Kingdoms printing, which itself sells for a whopping $230. Next up, yeah, it's another blue card and another counterspell, Mana Drain, from all the way back in the days of Legends. I promise this list is not all Portal 3 Kingdoms cards or all blue cards, but well, there's gonna be a few of each, okay? Mana Drain can be argued to be one of the best counterspells in the entire game, or at the very least tied with Force of Will. It is strictly better than the basic original counterspell, as with Mana Drain, at the beginning of your next main phase you get to add an amount of colorless mana equal to the spell you countered's converted mana cost. Banned in Legacy, that's right, this is a commander powerhouse, and its recent reprinting in Iconic Masters did little to dent the price tag. That original Legends version may go for $187, but the Iconic Masters version is no slouch at $138. Another card not on the reserve list whose well Wizards has barely ever gone to. It would make for a tasty target in a Commander-specific reprint set. Alright, we're down to the top two, and neither is blue. In fact, number 2 is a red card from that incredibly rare set, Portal 3 Kingdoms. It's Zodiac Dragon. This card has never once been reprinted, despite not being on the reserve list, and it sells for an impressive $243. For a mere 7 generic mana and double red, you get an 8/8 non-flying, non-first striking, non-enter the battlefield doing anything dragon. But when Zodiac Dragon is put into your graveyard from the battlefield, you may return it to, well, not the battlefield, but your hand. I think it's very self-explanatory why this card is literally the second most expensive card on our list. And so I don't see any need to actually explain why, so I'll just move on to number 1. Can you guess the color? No, actually, it's black. And yes, it is another from Portal 3 Kingdoms. But this one actually does things we want. Imperial Seal, which is a mere black mana, and allows you to search your library for any card, then shuffle your library and put that card on top of it. You lose 2 life. While not the best tutor effect in black, it is no slouch either. And whipping out an Imperial Seal is a great way to show off the depth of your pockets, as an original Portal 3 Kingdoms copy will cost you $603. Luckily, this was reprinted once and only once as a Judge foil, and that copy will fetch a more reasonable $446.91, which still makes it the most expensive card that is not on the reserve list and is not a premium printing. Between this and Mana Drain, I am keeping my eye on Commander Legends, though knowing my luck, Zodiac Dragon will be the reprint target WotC hits. Womp womp. You know, what's funny about this list is I actually had to cull a lot of cards to get to it. Super expensive, rare printings of cards like the Japanese alternate art Liliana, the Champs edition of Mutavault and Niv Mizzet, and of course, the Expeditions, and on and on. It just goes to show, though, that 2 worlds of Magic the Gathering can easily exist. A world of collectors who spend huge amount of money on one card printing, and regular players who are able to spend reasonable amounts on another printing. It's the same card, and they can coexist. You can have expensive cards for collectors and access for everyone. The Birds of Paradise from Alpha existing with the few dollar recent reprint shows that the reserve list too is a lie, but that, my friends, is another video. Meanwhile, I hope this video has been of some help to you. Special thanks again to Raycon for sponsoring this video. Remember that if you are in the market for some wireless earbuds, you can go to www.buyraycon.com/Tolarian Community for 15% off. Go check that out.
Characters are connected. Like if I pick a commander, I will go on the Wikipedia and be like, okay, what is that character's history? How does it fit in with this whole storyline? So that is fun for me. I think being part of a nerdy fandom is like enjoying and absorbing that that environment, that history.
Yeah.
Because it really tells you sort of like, in terms of newer stories, where things should be going and like what has progressed and what has not progressed in terms of like who's writing these stories. And I think that I love when you can see narrative in cards. I like that art form as someone who's really into comics and manga. Like, I think that that's so compelling and interesting. And I think because Magic is a game with story, with characters that tries to build these universes, it is so valuable to like look at all of it together, especially when you get a card like Sisei's Descendant, which I have, and I'm just like, oh, I love having all those cards together to be like, look at this card having an actual legacy in the cards. Like, that to me is really fun and cool. I get really into that stuff.